So, you think you're one of the big dogs because you guys made over $1 billion at the box office. Pfft, I can do that all on my own. I don't need any teammates. I don't want to be part of the Avengers anyway.
Hulk agrees, Spider-Man. Your movie will be a smash!
Hello, big kids. It's time for your
Big review.
What up, big kids? Here's your big review of the Avengers movie Marvel Select Hulk figure from Diamond Select. Here's the huge Marvel Select Hulk packaging, always super big. So it has Marvel Select with all the 4 main Avengers right there. It says the Avengers has a giant green fist. Side here has a really nice picture of the Hulk. Back of the box also has a cool picture of the Hulk. Has a little bio, so feel free to pause it and read it. It talks about, how gamma radiation and all that stuff. Plus it shows all the other 2 figures that come out in the official Avengers Marvel Select line, including Hawkeye and a Chitauri Foot Soldier, which I'll definitely get the Chitauri Foot Soldier. Well, I think it's time for the Hulk to smash out of his packaging. And here we got the Marvel Select, the Avengers movie Hulk, and he is huge. Let's take a closer look at the figure. Now, I really do like the head sculpt that Diamond Select did. It definitely looks like the Ruffle Hulk, as we call it. He has a very mean face. Very nice. I love the green on him. Compared to this head sculpt, which I do like the hair, and I'll get to that. Because then a lot of people, by the way, thanks to Solid Snake in my pants for finding that figure for me. I really do like this head sculpt a little bit better. I do agree, especially with Charmus Prime. Charmus Prime's review of this guy is really great. I'll make sure the link is in the under bar. I like the veins and the paint apps. I love the paint on Diamond Select figures, but the only bad thing compared to like the Hasbro, and even though this one doesn't have as much paint detail, their paint rubs off very easily, which really annoys me. I always notice that. And I hope I'm not the only one that agrees. I feel like their paint is good, but also cheap at the same time. I hope I'm not the only one that with Diamond. Like, I feel like, if you're going to actually play with the figure and not just keep it one pose, it's going to wear off way faster than any of the Hasbro ones. But like I said, the back, the detailing, very nice. This one has the more darker pants. I feel like this is the pants he wore at the final battle towards the end, whereas this Hulk was more the one on the helicarrier. I hope I'm not the only one that notices that. And yeah, the rips on here is very nice. There is some paint bleeding on mine, and as well as I think I've seen others, like Charmus has had that. And of course, Charmus Prime loves them toes. Oh yeah, look at them toes. Oh yeah, so sexy. Charmus wants to suck on them. Yum, 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 yum. Like, have some shawarma with those toes. He does have some peg holes right there, so very nice. Like I said, this is a really big, heavy figure, and very, very nice. Diamond did a great job on the detail and paint apps. For articulation, Hulk's head can fully rotate, but it's on this weird kind of joint. Like, it kind of scrapes the bottom of his chin when you try to hold it, and it does go up and down just a little bit. Arms fully rotate. They go in and out. Rotate at the bicep right here, which I always feel like I said, when you pose these Diamond Select figures, I always feel like the paint rubs off. The bends at the elbow, rotates at the wrist. He does have the ab crunch, which rotates side to side and goes forward and back. It doesn't fully rotate unless you want to really scrape it, which I don't. So it doesn't fully rotate, unfortunately. I mean, you could, but like I said, it would really scrape it. No waist articulation, but the legs go forward and back that much, just a very little bit, which is a little disappointing. But it has that DCUC hinge hips instead of ball joint hips, so you gotta also be careful, because like I said with Charmus and even Century Productions review, you gotta kind of hold it like at this hip, otherwise it'll pull out it. So you can't really do Hulk splits, but when you do ever see Hulk do the splits, and you have to kind of hold it down to get it. So like posing it is kind of a pain at times. It rotates at the upper part of the leg, bends at the knee, which is very tight joint, and his ankles pivot forward back, and ankle pivot, right? Ankle pivot. So the posability is good, very good. Not as great as the Hasbro one, but still very good. Just comparing it with the Hasbro one, you can see that the Select one is a little bit darker and of course taller. I think once I do the size comparison, you'll see. I think that I wish that they were, like, I agree with Charmus Prime. It was a little bit in between. Like, the Hasbro one was a little bit taller and the Select one was a little bit shorter. But yeah, you can definitely see the differences in color and size. Banner, I think it's a good time for you to get angry.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry and hungry. Can we get dinner after this?
I saw a good shawarma place on the way over here. Let's get shawarma.
Hulk wants shawarma!
Size comparison time. So here you can see that the Marvel Select Hulk is huge. He measures in about 10 inches compared to the Hasbro one that's 8 inches. So he has a couple inches above him because I have both of them standing up straight for the most part. Like I said, the Marvel Select one I wish was a little bit smaller, whereas the Hasbro one I wish was a little bit bigger. I would think 9 inches would be the right size because you can see compared to their 6-inch Avenger figures with Thor. I think the Thor goes in better scale with the Marvel Select. With Captain America, I think it's a little bit too big, maybe. And you can see compared to the Marvel Legends Face-Off Hulk and the 3/4 inch Hulk. Now the Marvel Select the Avengers movie Hulk is an awesome figure. It's huge, has great paint apps. The articulation's really good. I can't say which one I like better. I'm still going in between the Hasbro one. The Hasbro one I think it's more fun to pose and play with actually as a figure toy. For one that's a good display piece, maybe that's a little bit better in scale with your Avengers 6-inch figures. I think this one's better. The only thing, like I said, with Diamond Select, I wish that their paint wouldn't rub off so much. Like the Hasbro ones, like you don't really have that issue ever. I never really see that issue with paint wearing off. And of course, especially with posing figures, and I do like articulation a lot, and especially when it comes to 6-inch figures. You can get this like at $20. I got it from Urban Collector. Like I said, it's a really great figure and probably better in scale with your 6-inch Avenger figures. Like I said, but if you want more posability and don't want your paint to wear off, then definitely get the Hasbro one. But if you're just going to keep in one kind of pose and not do anything dynamic, this is the Hulk to get. And like I said, this figure is a smash. For more geek news, reviews, and more, check out bkbn.net. I'm Sean Long. Remember, celebrate your gnome in a big way. What makes Spider-Man dance? Urban-collector.com and Urban Collector. They have the latest and high-end action figures, video game figures, replicas, and more. They take PayPal, all major credit cards. You can pre-order anything. Make Spider-Man dance, but watch out for the Avengers. Avengers!
Go to bkbn.net. Go to bkbn.net. Go to bkbn.net. I tell you to go. Go down.
Good job saving the world, team. Let's get some shawarma.
Oh, who ate the last piece of shawarma?
It was Thor.
Thor!
Say to the Jolly Green Giant, it wasn't the Thor!
Thor make Hulk angry, but he's still hungry. What? Shawarma!